Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is a rather gloomy Thursday, but honestly, that's the perfect weather to just sit inside, grab a giant cup of coffee, and dive entirely too deep into our favorite Port Charles drama. We've got a lot of ground to cover today regarding the Friday, April 17 episode, so let's just jump right into the madness. Okay, so I've been thinking about this Friday episode, and wait, let me just start with Josslyn because my brain is spinning. She shows up at Carly's house, right? And she basically just assumes Valentine is still hiding in the attic, which, okay, is a fair assumption because Carly has a long and complicated history of hiding fugitive men in her house. But still, Carly gets all defensive, asking what Valentine can offer Josslyn that she can't get from her own mother. Like, Carly, really, you're hiding an international fugitive who used to run the WSB, and you're wondering why your daughter, who is actively investigating a massive conspiracy, might want to talk to him instead of you. But wait, actually, Carly is just rattled because she's sleeping with Valentine. Like, basically, she's terrified. Josslyn is going to figure out they are mixing business with pleasure. She's in full panic mode, trying to act normal but completely failing at it. And then Valentine actually comes downstairs. Just picture the tension in that room. I mean, I sort of love it, but also I'm like, Valentine, what are you doing? You're supposed to be in hiding, but Josslyn is relentless. She wants more Cesar Faison info, which makes sense because she just crossed paths with Nathan at the gym, or, well, Cassius Faison playing Nathan. But wait, let me back up. Why would Valentine help her? He probably wants something in return. Information is currency for the Cassidines. Maybe he wants to know what Jack Brennan's up to. Or maybe not, I don't know. But Josslyn is definitely going to pick up on the weird sexual tension between Carly and Valentine. She's not stupid. She's going to see the way they look at each other, the way Carly is acting all panicked and defensive. And Josslyn is going to realize there's way more going on than just a safe house situation. And honestly, Josslyn digging around is so dangerous right now. She's poking her nose into WSB business, and if she's not careful, she's going to get herself or her mother killed. Speaking of dangerous, let's talk about Cassius. He goes to visit Jen Sidwell. I think it's at Windermere, or maybe somewhere else. Doesn't matter. The point is, Cassius tells Sidwell that Josslyn's curiosity about Faison is becoming a huge issue, and it is Josslyn is poking a sleeping bear. But Sidwell is terrifyingly calm as always, and he just drops this line about how time is a luxury he doesn't have. Like, what does that even mean? Is he sick? No, wait. He's just obsessed with his secret project and getting revenge for Marco Rios. He thinks Sonny killed Marco, which is just... the irony is killing me, because we all know Ross Cullum killed Marco. But Sidwell doesn't know that. Or maybe he does and he's playing Cassius. No, he wouldn't do that. Sidwell is blinded by grief and rage. He wants Sonny to pay, and he's rushing his master plan because he can't stand waiting anymore. Wait, what was I saying? Alright, Cassius gives Sidwell a new perspective to consider. What perspective? Maybe that they need to eliminate Josslyn. God, I hope not. But then again, Cullum saw Josslyn in his ICU room. If Cullum figures out Josslyn's WSB connection, she's a dead woman walking. Anyway, back to Windermere. Lucas Jones is there, and he's digging his heels in. Britt is practically begging him to leave, to get out of Windermere as soon as possible because she knows Sidwell is going to kill her. Sidwell literally told Cassius earlier that they have to get rid of Britt permanently if she doesn't deliver the prototype. Britt is terrified. Her life is hanging by a thread, but Lucas is like, no, I'm staying close to Sidwell. Why? Is he trying to protect Britt, or is he just being stubborn? Lucas says there's one person who could stop this. Who is the one person I stayed up until 3 a.m. thinking about this? Is it Cullum? Is it Jason? Wait, no. Lucas probably means Cullum because he's the one controlling Britt's meds. Or maybe he means someone else entirely. But Lucas is definitely the reason Britt ends up heading to Cullum's room. She probably thinks she's going there to plead for her life, to beg for her medication. Because Cullum has been withholding her doses, which is just so cruel. But then Cullum throws this massive curveball at her. He looks at her and says he knows Jason Morgan didn't pull the trigger on Pier 55. He asks Britt who actually shot him. And this is where my brain just short circuits entirely. Britt doesn't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure she doesn't know. Does she... No, wait, she doesn't know it was Rocco. Or maybe she suspects she's gonna promise Cullum she doesn't know. But Cullum is a ruthless guy. He's the guy who stabbed Marco Rios to death. He's not gonna just accept I don't know as an answer. He's gonna force Britt to solve the mystery. He'll probably tell her she gets no more meds until she brings him the name of the real shooter. Which puts Britt in an impossible situation. If she finds out it's Rocco, oh my god. She can't turn Rocco over to a murderer. She was with Nathan, and Nathan is Rocco's... Wait, no. Dante is Rocco's dad. Lulu is his mom. Britt was involved with Nicholas, then Jason, then whatever. The point is, Britt wouldn't sell out a kid, especially not Lulu and Dante's kid. But she also needs those meds to survive. It's a literal life or death choice for her. Okay, wait, let me back up. Let's talk about Rocco for a second, because this is actually the most heartbreaking part of the whole storyline. Dante is spending bonding time with Rocco, right? And Dante notices that Rocco is being super quiet. Dante, being the good cop dad, thinks he knows why. He probably thinks Rocco is just traumatized by everything happening in Port Charles. Or maybe he thinks Rocco's upset about Lulu being stressed with his infected hand. But Dante has no idea that his own son is the one who shot Ross Cullum. Like, Dante is actively investigating the Marco Rios murder, talking to Ada, Justine Turner, trying to find suspects, completely oblivious to the fact that his own flesh and blood is the reason Jason Morgan is rotting in WSB custody right now. It's weird, like really weird. The whole thing is just weird. Rocco is just a kid and he's carrying this massive, crushing guilt. He has to sit there looking his dad in the eye and deceive him every single day. He has to pretend he doesn't know why Jason is in jail. And Jason is taking the fall for him. Why? I mean, I know Jason is protective. He's always been the guy to jump on a grenade for the people he loves. But taking the fall for shooting a WSB agent, that's a life sentence. Or a death sentence, knowing the WSB. I was rewatching some old episodes the other night, thinking about Jason's traumatic brain injury from that car crash with AJ years ago. It fundamentally altered his brain, his emotions, his perception of loyalty. He literally cannot process self-preservation the way a normal person does. He sees a kid in trouble, a kid connected to his orbit, and his brain just says protect. He doesn't care about his own life. He just operates on this stoic protective instinct that defies all logic. But then again, that doesn't explain why Jason wouldn't at least try to find another way out. He has Danny to think about. Danny is out here losing his mind, trying to join Sonny's mob just to get the power to save his dad. Danny is reckless. He just wrecked Charlotte's car in that massive Route 91 crash because he's so angry and desperate. Jason is sacrificing himself for Rocco, but in doing so, he's destroying his own son. It's a tragic paradox. I mean, not exactly, but kind of. You know what I mean? Jason's stoicism is his best trait and his absolute worst flaw. He's protecting Rocco, but at what cost? And what happens if Danny finds out the truth? Danny's already targeting Sidwell because he overheard Rick Lansing say Sidwell set Jason up. But if Danny finds out Rocco is the reason Jason is gone, the teenage vengeance will be unstoppable. What was I saying? Oh, right, Friday's episode. Let's pivot to Laura and Ezra Boyle because this dynamic is fascinating to me. So Laura Collins is busy dealing with all this mayoral stuff, but she actually takes the time to sober up Ezra Boyle. Ezra is a mess. He's Sidwell's go-between his main guy to keep Laura in line, but he's failing. Sidwell literally chastised him earlier and told him he's expendable. Ezra tells Laura that he's in way too deep to escape Sidwell's clutches, and honestly, I believe him. Sidwell pulled a gun on him during their last discussion. Sidwell is unhinged right now because of Marco's death. He's lashing out at everyone, and Ezra is right in the line of fire. So Laura is looking at this terrified drunken man and she realizes he's her way in. Ezra's life is at stake if he doesn't cooperate with Sidwell, but maybe his life is also at stake if he doesn't cooperate with Laura. General Hospital spoilers say they might make a pact to get the upper hand on Sidwell, which is brilliant. Laura needs an inside man. She knows Sidwell is pulling the strings with Congresswoman Kane, and she knows Sidwell is a massive threat to the whole city. But I'm constantly second-guessing this. Is Ezra actually trustworthy, or is this a trap set by Sidwell? Ezra is so scared of Sidwell that he might just agree to Laura's pact and then immediately run to Sidwell to sell her out in hopes of saving his own life. Actually, no, first I should mention Ava. Ava Jerome is the one who convinced Laura to cave to Sidwell's demands in the first place. Ava visited Laura and was like, just give him what he wants. And Ava impressed Sidwell by doing that. So if Laura is making a secret pact with Ezra, she's playing a very dangerous double game. She's pretending to cave thanks to Ava, but secretly plotting with Ezra. But Ava is smart. If Ava catches wind of Laura and Ezra's pact, she might sell them out to Sidwell just to save her own skin. Ava is a survivalist. She empathizes with Sidwell's grief over Marco because she lost Kiki, but she's also just trying to stay alive in this crazy mob war. If Ava thinks Laura is going to fail, she will absolutely throw Laura under the bus to stay in Sidwell's good graces. it's all so connected and messy. Like, basically, everyone in Port Charles is lying to everyone else. Carly is lying to Josslyn and Brennan about Valentin. Valentin is lying to, well, everyone. Cassius is lying to Josslyn and Sidwell about being Nathan. Britt is lying to Lucas and Cullum, or at least hiding things. Rocco is lying to Dante. Jason is lying to the WSB. Ezra is probably going to lie to Sidwell. It's a giant house of cards. And I feel like Cullum is the wild card that's going to knock it all down. Think about it. Cullum is the one who stabbed Marco. Sidwell is tearing the city apart looking for Marco's killer. Threatening Sonny, threatening Ezra, threatening Britt. And the killer is literally right there, working with him on Caesar Faison's final project. If Cullum forces Britt to find out who shot him, and Britt somehow leverages that... Wait. Could Britt figure out Cullum killed Marco and use that as leverage? Yes. That has to be it. I think it was episode 12 or 13. Somewhere around there, Britt realized Cullum was the murderer. If she tells Sidwell, Sidwell will kill Cullum. But if Sidwell kills Cullum, Britt loses her medication supply. It's a complete catch-22. She's damned if she does, and damned if she doesn't. Or maybe not. I don't know. My brain is just jumping between ideas. I just keep picturing Josslyn standing in Carly's living room, glaring at Valentine. Josslyn is so self-righteous sometimes, but in this case, she's actually right to be suspicious. Carly is acting like a frantic teenager hiding her boyfriend, and Valentine is just standing there, probably looking all suave, but secretly panicking because his hideout is compromised. If Josslyn trades information with him, what does she give him? Maybe she tells him that Cassius is getting suspicious of her. Valentine knows Cassius. Valentin knows Faison's history better than anyone. He could probably warn Josslyn about exactly how dangerous Cassius really is. Because Cassius playing Nathan is one thing, but Cassius operating as a loyal soldier for Sidwell is terrifying. And then there's Jack Brennan. Poor oblivious Jack Brennan. He's sleeping with Carly thinking he has the upper hand, completely unaware that she is literally fantasizing about Valentine while she's with him. When Brennan finds out about this, and he will find out, because Josslyn's snooping is going to blow the lid off this whole thing, the explosion's going to be epic, Brennan's going to realize Carly betrayed him, and he's going to use that traffic cam video of Willow to destroy everything Carly cares about. Okay, I know I just said the opposite earlier that Brennan might not know, but hear me out. Brennan is smart. He's putting puzzle pieces together. If Josslyn starts asking loud questions about Valentine and Caesar Faison, Brennan's WSB radar is going to ping. He'll track Josslyn's movements, realize she's at Carly's, and boom. The secret attic dweller is exposed, and once Valentine is exposed, Sidwell might find out, and then all hell breaks loose. The domino effect here is just staggering. One little push from Josslyn, and the entire criminal underworld in Port Charles collapses. Anyway, the point is... Wait, what was the point? Oh, the Friday episode. It's basically a massive setup for May sweeps. Everyone is backed into a corner. Britt is cornered by Cullum's demands. Ezra is cornered by Sidwell's gun. Rocco is cornered by his own guilt in Dante's presence. Carly is cornered by Josslyn's investigation. It's just tension. So much tension. I'm gonna need a stronger cup of coffee to get through this week's episodes, honestly. Probably doesn't matter, but I noticed the lighting in the Windermere scenes lately has been so dark. Like, excessively dark. Maybe it's a metaphor for how deep in the mud everyone is. Lucas is trying to be the shining light of reason, telling Britt there's one person who can stop this, but even he looks like he's losing hope. I just hope Rocco doesn't confess to Dante yet. The kid needs a minute to breathe. But knowing this show, the secret will come out in the most dramatic way possible. Okay, I really need to go to sleep. My brain is completely fried. But seriously, keep an eye on Ezra Boyle. I have a feeling he's going to be the linchpin in this whole Sidwell takedown, or he'll just get shot. We'll see.